Hey Oklahoma, Sean Cummings here at the Gourmet Grill for Buy for Less. And today what I'm going to do is we're going to make just bagels and bagel sandwiches. And it's kind of funny, a long time ago, before I'd ever traveled or really gone anywhere outside of Kansas City, where I'm originally from, I had a friend of mine teach me kind of how to do toasted bagels and what's called a schmear, which just means a spreading of cream cheese. And then would do tomatoes and red onions and fresh cracked pepper and salt and dried beef. And I can't even find dried beef in the store right now. But I thought it was a great way to learn. And what happened to me is it brought my interest to bagels. So when I got older, I actually started figuring out what real boiled bagels are versus the baked kind versus the thaw baked kind, all this other stuff. None of that really matters right now. What I want to do is make a few great bagel sandwiches or bagel witches, whatever you want to call them. So don't go anywhere. All right, some of the items we're going to use today are all of these, and there we go. This is the famed dried beef that I originally learned how to do these on. Now, the first thing I'd like to cover is bagels have changed a lot since when we originally started them 20 years ago. Plain bagels, pumpernickel, poppy seed. Bagels actually have everything on them, and you know what? They taste like it. So we're going to start with that. And what I want to teach you first is what I learned first about bagels. Okay. So you can throw a little butter or margarine on here and toast them. It's your choice. But kind of in the morning, I don't want anything that crunchy. And then if I do that, by lunch, it's gone anyway. So the first bagel I ever made is with dried beef. A friend of mine made it for me. But back then, we just had hard cream cheese. Now you've got soft cream cheese, all that stuff. So really, big old smear of cream cheese. And that just means a big spread of cream cheese. Really pretty self-explanatory right there. All right? And we're gonna make our base for this thing, okay? So the truth of the matter is, I didn't really know how to make bagels. So I would put that on there. I'd do this little bit of dried beef, which I'd always heard was really salty. And quite frankly, I'd never eaten it before except in Boy Scouts. And they had a thing called SOS, okay? So we do that. We're going to throw some red onions on there. Actually, let's do our tomato first. Get these absolutely beautiful tomatoes. A little bit of red onion, and I'm going to throw a little green onion on top. And a little fresh ground pepper. So that's the first one I ever learned. And I have to be honest with you, I had a hard time kind of getting around how to eat that thing. But then after I traveled a little bit more, and you'd go to New York and you'd find out some bagels real bagels are actually boiled bread. And so that's why they're so chewy. But what people found is that Americans really didn't like the chewy ones. So they started doing these, they're more baked bagels. And they give the appearance of everything bagel, but really and truly they're not. So I'm going to take this plain one, but we're gonna make a couple of different things on it. And just so you can tell, I still know how to use the old-fashioned cream cheese. Literally, I like that better because it holds, and I know other people like the smooth one. So I'm going to make 1 and 1 here. And I'm okay with whatever you choose, really and truly. It makes no difference to me. But let's go ahead and do like a pastrami. Let's do something nice and simple. And then how about a nice Cajun turkey? Absolutely love the Cajun turkey. So now what I'm going to do is throw a little bit of cheese on here. And if I was taking these to work, I would actually microwave them at work because, you know, it's just a little easier, makes it better. So pastrami and Swiss, and on my Cajun, I'm just going to throw a little bit of cheddar. But now let's make it into a real sandwich, okay? So let's do some lettuce on here, on both of them. Don't go crazy with the lettuce because it's going to cover up the whole sandwich. But surely let's make it pretty. And then we can go through our garnishes. We've got those gorgeous tomatoes. We've got those gorgeous red onions. And the reason I always use the green onions on top, just for looks. It's really not mandatory that you do. And then some maybe yellow peppers, just something to give it a little better of a look, okay? So let's have a look at these. So aren't those absolutely gorgeous? So truthfully, the challenge is narrowing it down. So I've got a little bit of roast beef as well. And I'm going to go ahead and do this stuff on a poppy seed one. The reason I'm not looking up so much is every chef I've ever known that looks up while he's cutting loses a finger or so. All right, so we've got 3 absolutely beautiful ones so far. Right there. Now let's get working on these other ones. I'll do one with the old kind of cream cheese so you know how to do it. And then we'll do one with that newfangled cream cheese. There we go. So everything starts with a schmear, okay? Try to work on that word, schmear. So, ham. Okay, what goes well with ham? Well, Swiss cheese. So let's throw a little Swiss on there. I think I've got some Jarlsberg here as well. And then we'll do some pepper jack on this other one with some roast beef, all right? Swiss goes well with roast beef as well, but we'll do a little bit of pepper jack. And on this one, let's not go crazy. We'll just throw a few things on. All same kind of goodie bag. And then on the other one, I'm just going to do lettuce. But you know what I'm going to do? I'll throw a little Dijon mustard on there for flavor. And look, you don't have any limitations. So really, my concern with everybody who cooks is don't limit yourself to anything. All right, I'll steal one little red onion from there. And this is a dynamite way to make 5 different sandwiches out of 1 bag of bagels. You can't beat this, okay? Give it a try. For these and more recipes, buyforlessok.com. Thanks now. So aren't those absolutely gorgeous?